Hey, what's up guys? Nick here with Nico Nomads Fitness. Have you ever been on a motorbike trip through Asia, but was always kind of anxious and stressed about leaving gains on the table? So today we're going to be talking about is how to take that motorbike trip without stressing about falling back on your fitness plan. So here we go. Whenever we're kind of sticking in one place, living somewhere, we've got our scheduled routines, we've got the gym that we go to, so it's very easy to get comfortable and get into that certain routine that we've got. But whenever we're going on these motorbike trips, you're just constantly changing your routines, your schedule is constantly changing, so it can be a little difficult to kind of plan around that. So I've got a couple tips, 3 big tips that I'm gonna go ahead and break down for you guys to make that happen, to stay fit and to maintain those gains while you're on that motorbike trip. So, number 1, are you gonna be driving solo or are you gonna be driving with a group? When traveling solo, it's a lot easier to plan your workouts since obviously you don't have to plan around anyone else. But when you're in a group, it can make things a little hairy and a little more difficult. So first, what I suggest is making your workout a priority and letting people in the group know that it's your priority. And in doing so, what you can do and agree with the group is to set aside time that everybody can work on their own hobbies. Because I'm sure the entire group, they'll be welcoming that idea because they'll have some hobbies that they like, and every once in a while you're gonna need a break from everybody else. So they will more than likely welcome that idea, and that's when you can get your workout time in. And this time that you guys plan, you can either plan it in the morning before you continue on your journey. You can do it in the middle of the day, especially in Asia, Southeast Asia in particular, when the sun is at its hottest. It's not always convenient to be driving around that time, so that's a really nice time to take a break. Or you can do it in the evening. Only problem with the evenings is that if you've been driving all day and you've been driving 5-6 hours, you're probably exhausted by the end of it. So I think the first 2 options, the AM or the afternoon, is probably your best bet. And so that brings me to number 2, which is gym or no gym. Now, if your travels are bringing you through some bigger towns and some cities, you can jump into some small, Asian gym. Here I'm in Vietnam, so a small Viet gym, pretty cheap. You're not gonna stray too much from your regular lifts, and you can do that quite easily. If you don't have a gym, you're going through small villages, kind of some more rural and remote areas, it's gonna be a little more tricky. So 1, you could either go with the bodyweight route, which obviously you don't have to trek any equipment around, and that's the really nice part about that one. The only problem is that you're quite limited to the amount of exercises, workouts, and movements that you can do with just bodyweight. So the next one we could be doing is obviously some suspension or resistance band training. So suspension bands and resistance bands, they're really lightweight, very portable. Me, for example, put them in a small bag, just throw them in my larger bag, and super easy, really. There are a couple exercises I'll be showing you with those resistance and suspension bands that you can do, and I'll upload some more videos in the future to show you a few more detailed exercises that you could be doing. So here we've got a few push exercises that you can do. We've got the chest press, the incline chest fly, and the single arm tricep extension. A few pull exercises, rows, reverse flies, and bicep curls, and a few leg exercises. Deadlift, Bulgarian split squat, and glute bridges. Now brings us to number 3, and this is a big one, is energy consumption and your food. So, motorbike riding, believe it or not, actually burns not a ton of calories, but because you're doing it all day and it is higher than some other activities, you will be burning quite a lot. Now, I found this number quite buried online. I found a couple motorcycle articles, kind of motorcycle fan sites, so they've got a little bit of bias, but they said 170 to 600 calories per hour burned. But I did find a little non-biased resource talking about MET scores, and motocross having an MET score of 4. So for those of you who don't really know what an MET score, it stands for metabolic equivalent score. And what this does is that it gives a rough estimate on how much energy is required for different activities. So for example, sitting at rest is an MET of 1, which equates to the kilos that you weigh times 1 hour times 1 kilocalorie. So I weigh about 80 kilograms. For 1 hour sitting, that's about 80 calories burned. So let's do a little thought experiment here. I weigh about 80 kilos and go on a 6-hour motorbike ride. With an average MET score, or MET score of 4, I would multiply 80 kg by 4 by the time it takes 6 hours, which would equal 1,920 calories. Now, that's a whole lot of energy. And from there, you're gonna add 400 to 600 calories with your workout on top of what you're burning regularly, and you're gonna get almost 4,000 calories burned per day. So with this being said, you're gonna have to eat quite a lot of fuel to prevent any loss of gains, right? So what I would suggest is throughout your days, have a meal plan, not anything strict, but at least something semi-planned where you can figure out throughout the day when and where am I gonna eat. For example, one easy way to do it, get some nutrient-dense snacks that you can bring on the road with you. 2 really easy ones, nuts, so cashews, for example, they're really high in fats, good with protein and carbs. You can just have a couple handfuls when you're at a stop. Awesome. And you're gonna be driving a lot, so you're obviously gonna wanna take a couple pit stops, so you can talk your friends into doing a pit stop, going at a cafe while they get their coffee. Here, especially in Vietnam, any place you've got a cafe, you usually got some food, so you can feast down on a bowl of noodles or some rice and meat, veggies, whatever you need. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little quick recap of everything we've gone over. So number 1, make your workouts a priority and let your trip mates know it's a priority. Number 2, find some small gyms to go work out at, or bring some lightweight equipment with you, like the suspension bands and the resistance bands, and do those workouts anywhere you are. And number 3, eat a lot and plan your meals. So following these steps, you shouldn't have any problem maintaining those gains that you've earned through the past training sessions that you've had, and you'll be able to travel with peace of mind and not becoming so anxious about losing all those gains that you've gotten. So guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe down below for more tips and tricks coming your way to being nomadic on the road and still being fit and healthy. So guys, peace.